All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter, and today in this video, brought to you by Squarespace, we are going to attempt something a little bit different than I've tried before. A few times in the past, I have tried drawing blindfolded, but I never tried drawing something in particular. As you can see, I've doubled up on the bandanas here, the blindfolds. The bottom one is a little bit looser and a little more comfortable. And then the top one is to kind of cinch that down and fill in all the, make sure the bottom one fills in all the gaps. So I'm both comfortable and fully handicapped. All right. So what we're going to do is I've chosen a famous piece of art, The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali, and I've looked at it briefly. Of course, I've seen it throughout my life too, but I've never, I'm no savant. I haven't memorized it. I kind of know what it looks like. Maybe I should have looked at it. Maybe I should have studied it more. We'll see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to replicate it here. Of course, it's going to be a pen, like an ink drawing. So it's, of course, Salvador Dali's version is, I believe, an oil painting. It's very small. I saw it at the MoMA once before. It's only like a little bit bigger than a postcard, if I remember correctly. Maybe slightly larger, but it's way smaller than I remember. Anyways, right, here's the paper. I'm going to put my face up here maybe and the drawing down here so you can have a reference. And then I'm going to attempt it right here as best as I can, and I'll walk you through it, okay? Here's the pen I'm using, a Muji aluminum fountain pen with it's got a converter, piston converter in here, and platinum carbon ink, which some people have been saying clogs up their pens, but I haven't been having any problems with it. I think I've got it on the back here pretty good. All right, so let's start. I've got the paper taped down. Hopefully I don't forget anything important. I know. Okay, I think that we find the. I'm trying to get a feel for the bounds of the paper here. I think that the paper is roughly the same proportions as the painting, pretty close, anyways. And so I think that maybe about 3/4 of the way up the paper, there's like a horizon line, which I think might be broken by that dead tree going up right here somewhere, but I'm just going to go ahead and draw that horizon line in. Am I holding the pen the right way? Probably getting ink on my finger right now. Is there ink on there? Anyways, so I'm going to draw this. I'm lost already. Let's see. Look, I'll draw and talk. How much is a quarter? It's hard to tell. I'll call this a quarter. Here's the horizon, all right? Where's the top of the pen? I feel like should I have chosen a fountain pen for this? I feel like I'm going to keep holding it upside down. Right, here's the horizon line that goes across the top of the painting, all right? But then somewhere over here, I know, where's the paper? Somewhere over here, I know that the horizon line gets broken up by some, I think they're like Catalonian cliffs. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of start drawing those in. I think Salvador Dali lived in Catalonia for a lot of his life, so he liked adding these cliffs in. So I'm kind of drawing the top of that cliff, that ridge line here, and come back and draw the bottom of the ridge line. Most of the drawing seems to be on an open plane, right? Now, worst case scenario, this pen runs out of ink or stops working for some reason. Here's like the craggy part of the cliffs. There's like a few crags kind of in front of the cliff, I think. I feel like there's a lot of ink on my fingers, which could be a problem because I plan on feeling the paper a lot with these. Maybe I'll use these 2 fingers to feel the paper and then these 2 fingers to feel the pen nib to hold. I just got to not rotate the pen in my hand at all. Right, where are these cliffs at? I don't remember where I drew them, like right here. Yeah, right here. Anyways, so I'm kind of envisioning myself as a human wood chipper, right? Like when you put branches in a wood chipper, they get destroyed, you know, but they don't just cease to exist. They get altered. They become wood chips or mulch, depending on the setting you have it on, maybe. I don't know. How are these cliffs coming along, by the way? Do they look cliffy, craggy, rough, surrealistic? This painting, I think, was made in 1931. So here we are, what? 89 years later? Wood chipping it up? I know this won't be a faithful reproduction, but it's like that game Broken Telephone when you pass things along, and it's interesting to see how they change. All right, so I might come back to these cliffs later. I'm already kind of lost. I know there's some texture. There's cool cliff textures, but I don't really want to overdo it. Right, so I know that like right here in this part of the painting, there's like this prism. There's like a shape. There's like a table, right? I might have some lines that overlap and stuff. Here's the whole thing. Maybe it comes up like halfway. It comes out like this. And then one line. I'm going to keep my finger here for reference. Maybe a little farther out. Comes down, right? Oh gosh, that's a much longer line than I anticipated. And then it comes down, right? And then here's the bottom of it. And then I'm suddenly not sure if that tree comes out of the top of that table or if it's behind it. I'm going to make the tree come out of the top of the table. How did that tree look? All right, if this is the top of the table here, maybe the tree has like some little roots, little root structure, I hope. The tree comes up like this, adding a little bit of texture. I mean, I don't know how much texture it has in the painting, but I know it does have like some shading. It's like darker on one side, right? It comes up, it crosses, oh, I'm already up past the horizon line, aren't I? It kind of ends abruptly, like the top of it broke off. Are these where the roots are, I hope? Comes back up. But then one... Wait a second. Does one of the branches have one of the melty pocket watches on it? Okay, wait. How many watches are there? Let me think. There's one watch down here, covered in ants. One watch here, hanging over the edge of the table. One watch here on the melty face. There might be a fourth watch up here on the branch. I'm going to go for it. And if not, then it'll just be my extra watch that I added. I wish I could like feel the lines on the... I can feel something right here. Are these lines I've already drawn? Am I smudging them? I can't smell any ink on my paper. Some people have said to me that this platinum ink smells weird, but mine doesn't smell that weird at all. All right, I'm gonna draw the branch coming out right here. And I do remember the branch has like one bifurcation. Salvador Dali did seem obsessed with bifurcations. Like he would draw all these crutches and stuff, you know, where it's like one thing and then it like splits into two. He liked those. Oh, I shouldn't have taken my hands off the paper. I lost my spot. So the branch keeps coming out and it has like one little branch that I already drew. I don't really want to redraw it, otherwise there'll probably be three. So the branch comes out. It's looking good in my mind. It's looking really good in my mind. I'm coming back down here and reinforcing the roots. This side of the tree is much darker, though. I'm pretty sure this is the dark side of the tree. And then, yeah, there's got to be a melty watch right here. So here goes the first melty watch. Please don't be a figment of my imagination. That would be ironic for drawing a surrealistic painting to imagine new things in it. So it droops down. It's probably a droopy shape. Right? It's kind of flat on top. Here's the border of the watch. Then there's the branch, and then it kind of droops down the back too. All right, it's probably darker on the back side. Like it's shade, there's shade under there. And then this is probably like 6 o'clock, and there's 3 o'clock right here, and maybe you can just see 9 o'clock. And there's maybe a hand. There's the rest of the branches sticking out there. Yeah? What do you guys think so far? Where have I made the biggest mistake so far? Or is it all perfect? In my mind right now, I'm just re-outlining this watch I drew. Oh no, I feel like the nib is upside down. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, next I'm going to draw the... Where are my lines from before? I need to draw... Right, where's that table I drew? I feel like I'm touching wet stuff. Is this a total mess right now? Oh, okay. Can do this. I feel like the most iconic Melty watch is like right here. All right, here's the here's the little thing you turn to wind it. It's got like some little ridges for grip. And then the top part of it that's on top of the table, it's right here. And then it melts over the edge. Oh yeah. They're left out in the sunlight for too long. And then this one, this watch has the minute hand pointing straight down to like 6 o'clock. 6 right there. And then it has the hour hand pointing to 12 o'clock, right? I mean, the numbers have to be this way. Is that even a possible time for a clock to be at? What? I suddenly can't remember how analog clocks work. If the minute hand was at 6, then the hour hand would have to be halfway between two numbers, wouldn't it? Anyways, there's a 3 on there, 4, 5, 7, 8. I don't know if you can see the 10 and 11 very well. I feel like I didn't really get that watch very well. And I feel like there's more to it somehow. It felt too simple. Something about that. All right. Oh! I remember. There's a fly sitting on it. All right, here's the body of the fly. Here's its wings. Its little eyes. Its little legs. And then it had like a goofy shadow, which I read. It's supposed to look like a person, but I don't really know how to do that. I don't know. I never really saw the person-esque shadow myself. So, okay. And then down in this corner of the painting, almost like touching the edge of the painting, I feel like there's a pocket watch, the only pocket watch in the whole painting that is closed, right? And it has the turning part over here, maybe? Some little ridges. But this pocket watch has ants crawling all over it, kind of centered toward the middle. And I feel like ants, well, I think I read that ants, I'm trying to draw ants right now. Ants were what Salvador Dali associated with decay, but they don't really seem like that decay-y to me. They seem more industrious, like they build things. I mean, unless they're like, I guess there are some kind of ants that act a little bit more like termites and eat into things and break things down, but I guess I associate with decay other insects like maggots and stuff, right? Things that eat at carcasses. Maybe ants do too, but maybe I just haven't seen many carcasses in my life. Ants probably do eat. pretty much anything that they can get their hands on. All right. Hopefully that... Do you think I drew enough ants? It's pretty good so far. I don't know why I just drew that line. It was supposed to be like part of the table. I would be obviously a lot more confident with these lines if I could see what I was doing. What else am I forgetting over here? I wish I could enforce the lines of this tree a little bit more, like for shading. Because I love drawing like the texture of like trees and tree bark and stuff. Like this right here, just to get this one side of it darker. Yeah. And then another thing I regret about drawing this in ink is that maybe I'll have to do a blindfolded actual painting sometime, but that would be hard with the colors, or maybe way more interesting. Is that, like I know there's like a beach or horizon right here, and then there's like all these cool gradients of like blue and stuff. And then like, I think down here, all of this is very dark. And then down here we have the final watch, I think, draped over a weird melty face, which I think is supposed to be Salvador himself. But first, a word from our sponsors. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 minute.
Your timer is set for 1 minute.
Squarespace is very useful for setting yourself up online, okay? Whether you've got a lot of things on various social medias that you want to put onto your website, or maybe you have a few things that you want to distribute to a lot of other social medias. Squarespace makes this very easy with automatic syncing from all these different platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, 500 pixels. Some people still use that. Squarespace is easily compatible with all this. It pulls it all in, and it makes it so you can easily and automatically publish it all out to all these different platforms. Plus, with very easy drag and drop methods and automatic image scaling, it makes it easy to set up your own portfolio, both with your own website and all these other social media platforms that can mirror it without a lot of work. Hey Siri, turn off the alarm.
I turned off your 2:19 p.m. alarm.
All right, turn off the timer. Okay. Anyway, so go to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/PeterDraws to get 10% off your first website or domain. All right. Now, let's get into this melty face here in the middle. I know it's kind of like, okay, I did not expect to feel something right there. What is this? It's got a big eyelid. Okay, I'm going to draw what shape I think the melty face is. I think it kind of goes like this, and then maybe like this. And then there's like a thing here maybe, and then maybe like this, and then there's like a big nose, and then there's like another weird little nose coming out of it, right? And then there's like a big eyelid right here with like a bunch of huge eyelashes coming out of it. It's pretty creepy, like lumpy thing, like his face sloughed off of his skull. I guess, or maybe it's like sorry, my eyelids are like turning inside out under this mask. Maybe he also melted in the heat of the desert here. Okay, I forgot where I just drew that. It's got to be around here somewhere. I really want to know if I'm smudging everything right now. My fingers do smell a little bit inky. How close did I get with that shape? Okay, and then there's got to be one final melty watch right here, which is also a pretty famous one, but I don't really remember what it looks like. Maybe it's just like draped over this face, right? Like this and like this. Here's the windy part maybe. Just a little pin in the top there. And maybe here's like one of the hands. I'm really guessing now. From a lot of the other stuff, I can see it clearly in my mind, but for some reason, this part, the center focus of the painting is blurry to me. I think is this where the 12 is? This would be the 9 this way, and a 3. It would be like a backwards 3 because it's upside down. But this, I feel like I should work on this shape a little bit more, because this is a really weird shape that creeps me out. I think it creeps a lot of people out. I would really love to do some shading and make some parts of this darker, like this, like this bottom section here, but I feel like that'd be a good way to ruin the whole drawing, which is probably otherwise a pristine drawing at this point. I wonder if I got this in the right place, because I know when I looked at it, it seemed like it was maybe about a third of the way up in the middle. It feels like I did. I wonder if I'm forgetting anything important. I think I did it. I think I nailed it. I think I'm going to look now. I don't know what else to add. All right. First of all, that really hurt my eyes for some reason. The paper seems so bright. It's pretty good. Everything's in the right place. I forgot the mountain ridge that this thing is draped over. And none of the ants are on the watch. And I did smudge it a ton, didn't I? I kind of got this watch on the branch, but all the numbers fell off all the watches. I'm pretty proud of a lot of this. Obviously, it got very messy very quickly. In the future, maybe I'll use like a ballpoint pen. Let me know if you want me to do this again, what other paintings or pictures or drawings you think I should try to... one thing I totally missed was that weird shiny plane in the background. Should have been like right here. It's like a weird flat rectangle right there. Totally missed that. And how there's water back here surrounding the cliffs and the beach. I could have drawn that. Oh, Peter. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know if you want me to draw some other stuff. I thought it went pretty well. I think it looks pretty cool. Kind of surreal. Very raw. So, see y'all later. Take it easy, okay? Bye.